All right, family. We black again. Black power is the general. Y'all already know we got some fire material. We dropping today. How to clean your home completely of negative energy. We trying to get you together out there, family. You got to pop it off. You see, we got to pop it off in this upcoming year. You feel me? So before we get started, we got some fire. But before we get started, I want y'all to make sure y'all get over there to my Patreon. You already know we got 500 exclusive live streams off the chain. We're going live tonight. Why would you miss it? Why would you miss it, family? Also, KingSeti.com online marketplace, official General Seti products, t-shirts, hoodies, African and Kemetic jewelry, holistic tonics. We got it all. DVDs. Make sure you get over there. Classic material. Also, you can become a member. General Seti, Sarasun Seti YouTube's page. Get access to a whole lot of perks, exclusive material, videos, and make sure you like the video, like it because you love it. Share it with your family and friends, and comment, comment, comment. Just don't say nothing stupid, cause you will get banned. You're in the house, family. Nah, here we are. Ray in the house. I see you, Ray. We about to drop it down. You feel me, family? Yeah, we about to drop it down. I'm glad everybody is in the house. Let me get it. Nah, how to clean your home completely of negative energy. Somebody came over and brought their energy with them. You see what I'm saying? It could be a lot of things. A funk. You fall into a funk, and you a lot of time you open up the passage. You see, when you get in a funk and shit, and you get to thinking, your thoughts, you ain't on the righteous path, and you open up a gateway and shit. And if you stay in that frame of thinking for a long period of time, man, you didn't open up the gate. And all type of, you just can't get out of a bad rut and shit and this, that, and the third. Nah, let's talk about it. When we talking about cleansing your house of negative energy, first and foremost, you got to clean your goddamn house up. If you having shit ain't right for you, that's why the first thing you got to have your cleaning day. You got to have your goddamn cleaning day. You got to clean everything in the damn house. You see what I'm saying? And you can get today they selling the house cleaner, man. You could get the scents. You can get the frankincense and myrrh. You can get all of that, man. The cinnamon and all of that. So you need some divine scents, and you talking about popping. We're gonna pop the windows open. You see what I'm saying? We cleaning everything. You feel me? Clean everything, top to bottom. Floors, walls, bathrooms, whatever in the house, man. The windows, we cleaning everything. We cleaning everything. So you have to physical cleaning comes first. Some of you niggas doing rituals in a nasty ass house. You gonna come in here with your house dirty. That's where that's why they say the next thing, cleanliness is next to godliness. You see, now if you got dirt, the demons and shit and the evil energy, they hide in filth. You understand what I'm hide in filth? So many of y'all nigga don't want to clean up the house. Y'all go get y'all some oil, some incense and shit and burn in a nasty house. You can't do that. So, negative energy is believed to cling to disorder. Okay, do this before any. You got to clean out, remove all trash, broken items, unused clutter, sweep, mop floors, especially corners, open windows while cleaning. You see, in ancient Egypt, cleanliness, spiritual readiness equals spiritual readiness. Okay, you got to treat your home like a temple. First and foremost, keeping it clean, and that means you too. You clean the house, clean your ass. Clean your nasty ass. Get in that tub, get busy. You feel me? Go to work. God damn it, get the scrub. Get the scrub brush. You understand? And you get it all off, nigga, and get on the path. You know. If people think, and it's real, if people think they do everything but that, you can't do nothing else. That's where you got to start. You see, that's where you got to start. You can't start nowhere else. Niggas get to praying. Nigga, wash your ass. Nigga, do that. You know what I'm saying? Get in there and go to work. Motherfucker doing everything other than. And so after that, air and light reset. You got stagnant air, stagnant energy. You see, so you open the windows daily. You see, ain't nothing wrong with that. Open the windows. Especially if you're leaving out, early in the morning anyway, it don't make no difference. I know I do it. Open up that door and let some of that air come on in there. You see, even in the wintertime, it don't make no difference. That's because that's that good air. That winter air, nigga, for real. It got its purposes and shit, But that cold air, nigga, you open up, nigga, that shit go up in there and clean some shit out. You just got to be prepared for it. You know what I'm saying? You got heat, nigga, it'll come back on. You know what I'm saying? Let it go on up in there and air it out. I mean, air it out. Let that shit open it up. You just your heat off. Open the window, open the door, let it go on up in there and shit and freshen it up, get you some fresh air in there. And then after, 5-10 minutes, you know what I'm saying? Well, it didn't went up in there and did the work. Let sunlight enter every room. Open up them windows. God damn it. You ain't no vampire. Open up the window, let the sun in there, let the air in there. And some of y'all, if you need, use fans to remove air if needed. If you got a fan, and you open up the doors, especially, and run the fan. Let that fan get up in there. You know what I'm saying? And help get some of that air moving, move that air around. And so sunlight was sacred to Ra and used to restore my art balance. You see, that's a lot of evil. They don't, that Ra, motherfucker try to hide. That's why you got to open up all the windows. You know what I'm saying? You got to open up the windows. You got to open up them shades, let that sun up in there, let that air up in there. You see what I'm saying? Let that air up in there. And even in the summertime, you know how you could put the fan in the window. You know what I'm saying? Blow some air up in there. You see, blow some air up in there. Get some fresh air up in there. Okay. Now, some people, smoke cleansing, which is an ancient method. You know what I'm saying? And so you had to, smoke was used in temples to drive out chaos, aspect. Okay, so you could choose one or the other. You could use frankincense. You see, or incense. Frankincense, which is solar uplifting. You got the myrrh, deep cleansing, ancestral, sage. That's strong clearing. You see, you want a strong clearing, you get that that sage, the Palo Santo. That's grounding and calming. You feel me? And then if you get incense, they say natural only. But any of the divine sense, and so you light it and walk clockwise through your home. Focus on corners, doorways, and mirrors. Okay, focus on corners, doorways, and mirrors. Okay, and so you go into the inner room. You see what I'm saying? You go into the inner room. You know what I'm saying? And you work your way from room to room. Work it up out of there. You see, work it on up out of there. So, because if you go in the most in and you go into the very next room, boom, go into so it don't have nowhere to run. It's gonna run out of there. You leave the windows open, door, motherfucker gonna go on up out of there. You don't leave nothing to chance. You see, you don't leave nothing to chance. And so, and make sure you get the basement too. Make sure you get in I go in the basement too. You go in every fucking room. And sometimes I start in the basement, and work that shit up, work it on the fuck out of there. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I start in the basement, work it up, work that shit on out of there. Okay. And then you can chant while you're doing that now. You can chant or put some music on, some good vibes and shit. You feel me? Put some good vibes on up in there, and working on up out of there. Or you can put on some knowledge. You see, turn it up, put some Khalid Muhammad on, put some Dr. Ben, you know what I'm saying, Malcolm X, put that on there and let that, and drumming, you can put some drums on there too. But you can get your chant on there, get your ass up out of here, most definitely. Get your ass up out of here. You no longer welcome here. You wasn't never. Get your ass up out of here. Be gone, demon. Be gone. You see what I'm saying? Get your ass up out of here. This is a house of righteousness. You have to work your magic. You feel what I'm saying? But that's how and be real about it. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no just you get your ass up out of here. You see what I'm saying? And then call the ancestors. I do that too. Call the ancestors. Come on. We having a party over here. We having an ancestral party. So you call on everybody. Grandmamas, aunties, uncles, cousins, and then call on your immediate, then call on, your teachers and any of your ancestors, mighty ancestors. Call them on up. The gods I said, have the ancestor party. That's what you do. You call them, and that most definitely they're gonna get the hell out of there. Too many powerful spirits in the house. You feel me? But the spirits ain't gonna come unless you. And see, the thing is, our ancestors is about righteousness, and so if you got the drum, you got you done cleaned out. Make sure you clean out now before you call the ancestors. But then you got them and you in there and you're nasty and shit. They ain't coming over. They're gonna be like, this motherfucker called me over here. And you funky, nigga. I can't call you. I can't come up in here. You know what I'm saying? I'll sit on the porch. I'll do you one. I'll sit on the porch. That you gotta get your shit together. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you clean the house up. And watch that. I'm gonna say that again. That motherfucker gotta go. Niggas be doing all the rituals except the main ones and shit. Clean the house, clean yourself. You clean yourself. And you feel me? Get some good, as you cleaning, get some good music on in there, get a knowledge, get a lecture on there, powerful lecture. You know what I'm saying? Gonna bring the energy. And then once you you again go into all the house rooms and and put your sage, your palo, whatever it is, your frankincense, your myrrh, your Egyptian musk, whichever one you want. It don't make no difference. You can burn 2 or 3 of them. You know what I'm saying? Shit, sometimes I had 2 or 3 of them burning. You feel me? And so it's all heavy, harmful, unwanted energy must leave this place. All heavy, harmful, or unwanted, negative, evil energy must leave this place. You shouldn't have no evil. Sometimes you can have some little gremlin-like motherfucking spirits. They ain't so, but they'll still bring. They trip you up. You know what I'm saying? And so you want to most definitely get that up out of there. Salt protection. Salt has been used for thousands of years. So you place small bowls of salt in the corners, on the window sills, near the doorways, and you can vacuum it up later. You see what I'm saying? But you want to, put it on the window sill. You feel me? Doorways, round the doorways. You feel me? And you can add salt, and even you can add salt to mop water too. You can add salt to mop water. Leave bowls for 24 to 72 hours, then discard outside. You see what I'm saying? So it pull it in. You know what I'm saying? You most definitely pull it on in. And sound clearing. That's what I'm talking about. Wait a minute, let me get back down there. Sound clearing. And so, you can use bells. You know what I'm saying? You got bells. You can get you a bell, you can go through the house and ring the bells. You feel me? Clapping hands, you know what I'm saying? That too. You can clap your hands. Startle them motherfuckers, whatever type of energy. Singing bowls, if you got the singing bowls, where you can, you know what I'm saying? The Tibetan singing bowls, drumming, most definitely drumming. And if you can get on your own drum. You got a drum, you can beat your own drum. If not, You can bring something up on YouTube. You understand what I'm saying? Turn it up. Don't just let that turn that shit up. And spoken affirmation. You see, spoken affirmation. So if you got, you got some, it don't make no difference. If you know it's righteous, it's righteous. I don't care what book you use. If something's speaking truth, then that's an affirmation, and you could speak that. Because truth is all powerful and divine. So it most definitely gonna clear the house. So ancient culture believes sound reorganizes space. You see, it clears up the frequency. We're in the house. Let me see. Get back down here. Positive affirmations. True indeed. Yeah. Yeah. Uh and so most definitely now also where we at? Oil or water anointing ancient Egyptian style. So what you do, oils were used to activate sacred space. So you mix water and a few drops of oil, frankincense, myrrh, cedar, lavender, any of that. You see, lightly anoint door frames, windows, corners, yourself. You see what I'm saying? You know, sprinkle some of that, sprinkle that all over the house. Sprinkle it all over the house, especially in them corners, them doorways, the window sills. You see, do that and put some on yourself. On your clothes. Some people use Florida water too. You see, you could use that too, and say this home is a protected and aligned. When you're doing that, this home is protected and aligned. And so at the end of the day, intention is the key. Without rituals are just actions. So you got to know in your heart and mind. You see that you calling on righteousness. You can't be faking no funk. You can't just be going through no fucking ritual without intention, will. You see, the make it's got to be real with will and intention, and so that's what is ultimately in the empowering aspect of all the ritual. You see, so without intention, rituals are just action. Stand still for a moment and declare peace, protection, balance, safety. You feel what I'm saying? Peace, protection, balance, safety. Okay. In Kemetic belief, spoken word equals creative force. Heka. You see, spoken word. So, Ptah spoke the universe into creation. So most definitely you want to be able to and speak, righteous words and with pure intent. You understand what I'm saying? And push it out. Make sure you speaking loudly. Remove negative triggers. If you're in the house and y'all, once y'all got to calm, if you're arguing, stop that. Stop it. Chill out. You're gonna do your ritual, then you chill out. You get into figuring out what's going wrong and go on and bring a solution. Shit, bring a goddamn solution. Shit, don't let the shit go. Bring a solution. Violent media, fuck all them crazy ass songs and all them crazy ass videos and shit. Leave that shit up out the house, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all motherfucker want to watch all that crazy shit. That's a doorway. That's a fucking doorway. That's a portal. So you keep chaotic noise. You see what I'm saying? All that chaotic noise, violent media. You motherfuckers won't listen to all that crazy ass. Some of you niggas won't listen to crazy ass rock and world. You some want to be. You ain't supposed to be listening, but some niggas they just listen to crazy erratic noise, lingering resentment. And that brand you just got a negative energy. You gotta let shit like that go. You understand? You gotta let shit like that lingering resentment. Gotta let shit go, nigga. That's a fucked up frequency. You ain't doing nothing but harming yourself and your own temple. And so you replace that with calm music, silence, prayer, meditation, or focus time. You understand? Remove all negative triggers. Okay. And nine, maintain the energy. Cleaning is not one time. Good habits. You got the weekly light cleaning, so you got to keep it going. You see, you got to clean monthly smoke or sound clearing. And most people gonna do it more than that. But see, a lot of like that sage and shit, man. You can have some good in it. It clear everything out. So you might already have some good energy up in there. And sage is really when you trying to do just a complete cleanse. You done got it where you feel like you need a complete cleansing. It's enough negative energy in there where it's time for a complete cleansing. But if you don't have to use the sage, then you can use something else. Daily airing out, that means you open up the windows for a minute. You see what I'm saying? 5 to 10 minutes. Open the windows up, and calm speech in the home. Keeping your voice down. Keeping, no arguing, no loud, erratic fucking talking. I ain't saying you can't cuss, but there's a difference in cussing and being erratic. You feel me? And even that, some of that shit need to go. Signs is working. People often report lighter mood, better sleep, less tension, improved focus, calmer conversations. You see, core truth. Your house reflects your inner state, clean the space, and the mind follows. You feel me? Your house reflects your inner state, clean the space, and the mind follows. Okay, so that's it, family. This is how you can clean your house of all negative energy. That's right, sage. That's a complete. That sage is strong. It'll get everything out there. This is how to clean your house, home completely of negative energy, family. You can rewind the video and go over it again and do that and do it consistently. You feel me? We'll be black. Make sure you get over there to Patreon, support the general. We coming right black with some more fire. Arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked ass beast daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation. Black power. Boom.